Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Thursday, July 25th. Like, subscribe, and share, and thanks for watching. So Sara tries to console Alex a little bit as he sits drunk or drinking and looking at Victor's picture, and he's like, my whole life has been uprooted. And she said, well, Xander's having a hard time with it too. And he said, Xander. So, he doesn't think Xander's having as hard a time as him. Sara took offense to that and straightened his butt right out. So he's still just being a little prick. I mean, after all, he is Ben Weston, the bow tie killer, or tie killer, whatever it was. Fiona and Brady. I'm going to have to unjiggy them from the other day. Turns out they both just had some strong martinis, got slip-slop and drunk. Brady didn't want to go home, so he crashed at Fiona's, where they did sleep in the same bed, but nothing sexually happened. And then she filled Brady in on what happened after he left and how Teresa screwed everything, or tried to screw everything. So Sara goes to visit Fiona and tells her, we're going to have a small wedding, and I wanted to make sure that you still plan on coming. We'd love to have you. And she said, probably not, because I don't think Xander should get married at all. Now, why do you think she thinks that? Because Mama Son wants that money. Meanwhile, Holly and Tate are having an oblivious to everything going on in their other world. They're over having a good time, an innocent time at the cabin. He gave her some flowers. He made her some sandwiches and some pasta salad, and she loved it. They were just having a good time, spending time together before she had to go to work. Meanwhile, Eric, who has just visited EJ, and I'll get to that visit in a minute, goes to Nicole and says, I haven't denied that job in Paris yet. Let's just pack everybody up, go to Paris, and start over. Sounds good to her. She gets on the phone and she's telling Holly, please, she did this before Eric came in. She said, meet me. We got to get in a place to live and get out of EJ's house. So she felt sorry for her and said, okay, I'll meet you in between shifts. Of course, she's not in between shifts. She's with her boy, Tate. So they say their goodbyes, hugs and kisses, don't let the door hit you, and off she goes to meet her mother. Tate, meanwhile, is catching up with current events, and he's reading the article from Lady Whistleblower that tells all about what his psychotic, bad wig-wearing mother has done. And she meets Holly in the square, and she said, let's go look at some apartments down by the water. And she said, well, I was thinking of a little further, Holly. And she said, you're not talking about Chicago again, are you, Mom? And she said, no, I was talking about a little further than that. Like Paris? Holly flipped out. She said, Paris? Are you kidding? She said, no way in hell I'm going to move to Paris. And she stormed off. And this is her storming off. That's why her hair is blowing in the wind. This is prior when Eric went to visit EJ and thought he could be a man and bully EJ DeMera. EJ, be a man, sign these divorce papers. And he said, haven't you ever heard of knocking? And he said, do you really think Nicole's going to come back to you? She's done with you. He said, possibly not, but I'm going to make it hard for her. Tell me, Eric, does Holly know that you murdered her father? Which she does not. She just knows a drunk driver did. They kept it from her that Eric was the perpetrator. And he said, by the way, you're still married to Sloan. Sorry, I just somehow forgot to file the papers. And then he rips up the divorce papers that Eric brought. Eric did talk him out of telling Holly, because he said, do you really want to hurt Holly like that? I know you hate me and Nicole. And he said, all right. So Xander is still not through with what's her name, bad wig wearing bitch. He's going off on her, and she's like, you better let me go or I'm going to scream rape. Because she's I hate her. And he's like, you were his accomplice, he was his. And he said, oh my God, you're the one that stole my daughter. You're the one in the hoodie. You stole Victoria. And she said, well, why would I steal your child? And if you don't let go of me, I'm going to scream, and security's going to be on you so fast. He said, fine, you go ahead. So you're going to New York, because they called her plane. He said, I don't care where you go, I'll find you, and you're going to go to prison for kidnapping my daughter. So she's standing around, they're calling her plane, and we're wondering what she's going to do. Meanwhile, EJ's just got a busy day. Well, he is working from home. So in comes Xander, And he's like, I want you to issue a warrant for Teresa Donovan. And he said, what has our beloved Teresa done now? And he said, she kidnapped my child. And EJ said, all right, I will indeed issue a warrant for her arrest immediately. And Xander says thank you and takes his butt on down the road. So Brady, after he crawls out of Fiona's bed, he goes over to Alex, and he's trying to console Alex a little bit. And even though Alex has been nothing but a jerk to him most of the time, he's like, I can't believe that she did this to you. And he said, where is she? And he said, I don't know. Alex said, I don't know. And he said, well, knowing her, she's probably long gone. She's moved to Egypt by now. She'd never stay around and, accept the consequences. And then in she walks and says, you'd be wrong, Brady. And there she is. And they're both turn around and look at her. And that's how it ended today. That's a wrap. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.